This video is going to be fairly quick because right now my throat isn't feeling so hot and I got a headache. I mean, this is what happens when you don't get enough sleep in a 48-hour time span. But it is what it is. So I'm going to aim for about like 6 minutes, to be quite honest with you. So first of all, if you haven't seen the live reaction in this corner right here, boom, live reaction, watch that first, then come back to me for the review. That simple. Now, when it comes to first of all, I did read the Manga Panda translation. I wanted to see if there were any differences, like major differences between the two translations of Manga Tree and Manga Panda. And from what I saw, there wasn't, but at the end of the Manga Panda translation, Zoro, or I should say, they use the word fly in the context of Plan E. Fly through the sky and cut this bastard into pieces. So I'm thinking, okay, fly. Maybe Zoro, and here's my opinion. Zoro's going to use, for example, Tatsumaki, and then he's going to ride the tornado. He's going to get, obviously, into the air, and then he's going to come down upon Pika with some type of technique. That's what I'm thinking about right now. And hopefully we get to see, like, a demon of some kind, because that'd be fairly cool, because that's why a lot of folks at this point in time feel that Zoro hasn't gone all out yet. Because Zoro has not utilized the demon skills that he had during Enies Lobby. So, hopefully Ichiro Oda actually delivers us some uber epic demon. Because that's what Zoro, that was a key component of Zoro's combat ability back during, that time frame in pre-time skip One Piece. And also, you have a lot of folks saying that Zoro may have a collab technique with someone. Like, the biggest example I saw in the comment section of the live reaction was Baby 5. Where you're going to have Zoro grab Baby 5, he's going to turn into a sword, and then they're going to do a combo attack on Pika. It's very possible, assuming that she's still conscious. Now, when it comes to the chapter is, honestly, it's hype. It's hype, but before that, it's set up. It's set up for the events that are going to take place next chapter. And the title is massively misleading. Because, listen, it's a live reaction when I do it, when I read the first time through. It is, earnestly. And I get hyped. Alright, if you haven't noticed that, I get hyped. And when you read it a few times over, you realize nothing really happened when it came to the overall story. Let's be real here. Like, there was no drastic leaps in story, with the exception of Pika's now targeting King Riku, and Zoro has to handle it. Like, that's really it. Pika's still, walking about. Furthermore, again, it wasn't really a versus. Zoro versus Pika is not what we got. It's more so Pika on a rampage. That's what the title should have been called. The chapter should have been called Pika's Rampage. Because he's going about, he's just murking dudes left and right. Even the wounded cats, it doesn't matter. Stones here, blah, blah, blah. The only thing that happened between Zoro and Pika was, you have Pika like Zoro, or Rono Zoro, don't you know, Bite Stone. Zoro, Demon Horse, or Devil Horse, cut that in half, and that's it. That's the only interaction between Zoro and Pika throughout the entirety of the chapter. So, that was also very disappointing. Because when they had the title Zoro vs. Pika, I was expecting like some hardcore shit. But then you had focus on King Riku, you had focus on Viola, you had focus on Tank, you had focus on Kiros looking at the damn grave of Scarlet as Diamante is laid there crippled. And then you have Viola announce that Diamante was defeated. And then you have Usopp versus Fujitora. And then everything just seems to take a lot of time. And that could have been dedicated towards the Zoro versus Pika fight, if they actually had a fight. Now, granted, in a weird way, it did benefit Pika's character from a combat standpoint, because Pika was able to actually bait Zoro to a different location to make it harder for Zoro to actually get to where he was. So Pika could focus on killing King Riku. Fascinating. So, on one hand, yeah, not exactly a fight that we wanted to see, but on the other hand, it does bolster Pika's character from a combat standpoint, because it makes him more intelligible, or it makes him smarter. Now we get to what is the fandom. Because obviously the fandom, the Zoro fanboys are abuzz. As usual, when Zoro is about to do some epic shit, bzzz, Zoro. Bzz, oh my god, Zoro. Bzz, Zoro. Yeah, Roronoda. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we get it. But a lot of folks are like, well, King, look at you, man. Like, when Sanji does something cool, you go, bzz, oh, Sanji. Sanji. Okay, yeah, that's true. I get hyped when Sanji does something cool. But you have to understand this, alright? And I can't really speak for the Japanese because I'm not over in Japan. But here on YouTube, I'm in the minority. I'm in the vast minority. Because Zoro, he gets substantial hype on a regular basis. I'm one of the few guys on YouTube that is very vocal about my expectations, the way I see Sanji. Because you don't get that. You don't get that from a lot of folks. You just don't. Zoro's hype is so substantial, is so consistent, where folks earnestly believe that Zoro can beat Luffy. And I'm like, why? Like, it mind boggles me. It's like, how? How can you earnestly believe that? Where you have folks, I mean, I've seen videos, well, not videos, but I've seen comments where people actually state that, like, Zoro is what was it? Like Zoro has Conqueror's Haki. What? Where? But people say these things. Zoro's hype is consistent, and it's huge. It's a constant tidal wave. Compared to the Sanji hype, where aside from me and a few other cats in the comment section, we're not getting that much momentum. We're really not. So I'll do my best as a Sanji fanboy. And I recognize Sanji's feats that a lot of Zoro fanboys won't even consider. When I say things like Sanji was the one who took the vast majority of the damage during the Thriller Bark arc before Zoro took Luffy's pain. They don't recognize that shit, but it's true. And it's like, fuck. So, the thing here is that, yeah, I'm vocal, and I admit that. But for the Zoro fanboys, unlike them, I'm not riding this massive momentum wave. I'm just not. I mean, and honestly, it's to be expected, because Zoro, he's a massive fan favorite character. He is. And Sanji is too, according to polls. Sanji's like number 4, or some shit like that. Because I remember there was like the latest character poll, One Piece Sanji was like in the top 5. He beat out like I think Sabo and Ace too. But when it comes to like YouTube and America, oh, it's all about Zoro, son. Zoro, I think, gets more hype than freaking Luffy does. I'm not even joking. Zoro's wave is fucking huge. So, excuse me for trying to go against the tide. Excusez-moi. So that's it. I'm done. Again, next week, I'm not trying to knock Zoro. I love Zoro. Zoro to me is a cooler character, alright? I'm not going to stop loving Zoro. It's just that, to me, there's other characters that are above Zoro. I can't deny it. And next week is about Zoro. So let's just sit back and see what Zoro does. I'm just saying, someone that I love in the series One Piece is taking on someone who is far more devastating because she is of greater status in the One Piece verse. That's all I'm going to say. So, King of Lightning, let's wait for it to see. Let's just wait and see what happens. So, I'll rate the... Rate the video. Not that hard. Mouse. Comment. Subscribe. Have a nice one. I forgot to give the chapter rating. The rating is going to be OK+. Because, I mean, again, you had an epic ending, but everything else is like, yeah, it could have been better. So now I'm done. I'll see you guys and gals later.